Greetings from beautiful, snowy Columbus, Ohio. Let me tell you, it is a far cry from the warm weather of Puerto Vallarta I left behind a week ago, and I definitely regret leaving. Puerto Vallarta is undoubtedly my favorite place I've ever been. Sorry Disney World, sorry Australia, you've been outdone. As one of my friends who went with me on this trip, who had also accompanied me to Disney World in 2022 said, Puerto Vallarta is gay Disney World. It is the gayest place on earth. If you are a gay man, Puerto Vallarta is absolutely where you need to go. It is freeing, it is fun, and it's very welcoming for us, right? There's not much I can say that is not positive, truly, about this experience. We all stayed at different locations, which gave us a great overall feel about how the different accommodations were in Puerto Vallarta. I stayed at the Almar, which I enjoyed overall. My only issues were that you couldn't have guests over except for one person at a time for a maximum of 3 hours, and the connecting doors were really thin, which meant you could hear everything. Another friend stayed at Blue Chairs, which he enjoyed, though he couldn't have any guests over at all. We had another group of friends that stayed at an Airbnb right across from the entrance of Almar. The only problem there is that it was up a mountain. So every time that they went back to the room, they had to climb up the mountain to get to the room, which was a lot when you're doing all that walking around Puerto Vallarta. Another friend stayed at La Terraza, which they enjoyed, except it was kind of lacking on modern amenities. So for my experience, there wasn't one that really stood out as the best, and when it comes back to when I go again, I'm probably going to book an Airbnb myself and just look for one that's not up a mountain, because you don't want to be doing that after every night out walking around Puerto Vallarta. Bar-wise, we had a clear winner, and that was Playroom PV. It's a gamer bar, and was a lot of fun. They had Nintendo Switches for us to play. On my birthday, we went and played some Mario Kart. There was Smash Brothers. I think they have Dance Dance Revolution. There were board games, foosball, puzzles, all sorts of things for you to do there at the bar. They also had a shop. I picked up some Pokemon jockstraps, a Pokemon swimsuit. My friend got some sexy Pokemon cards. The drinks were served in Pokemon glasses, and it definitely made my birthday when I got a drink in a Mimikyu glass. So that was one that we would go back again and again and can't wait to visit again. We also really enjoyed Studs, which is the leather and bear bar. Definitely one to check out as well while you're there. I got a couple great massages at some of the more reputable locations. They were really fantastic. I did the Vichy shower and the massage, which I highly recommend. I will talk about both of my experiences later. However, avoid the ones off the street. One of my friends did manage to end up with an off-the-street massage, which he definitely got taken advantage of and paid a lot more than I did for my reputable massage and didn't really get the massage he was looking for. So I would stay clear of the off-the-street ones. The food in PV is incredible. There are so many great options that are cheap, delicious, and great portions. Definitely explore the city to see what you can find because we found some amazing food places. However, when you're on the gay beach, avoid the gay beach clubs. You are going to pay a lot more for what you're getting there. Don't go to Mantamar, don't go to Sapphire, avoid those ones, and stick to Ritmos. The food may not be as good at Ritmos as the other gay beach clubs, but there's so much other good food throughout the city that you're going to experience that lunch beach is not very important. The drinks, however, at Ritmos are delicious and cheap. Other highlights I just want to call out were Casa Cupola, Kevin's Hideaway, Jets, and the Olas Altas Farmers Market, all great things that we did, and I will make videos on a lot of the other things we did in Puerto Vallarta later. I just wanted to get this kind of overall video out first, and the next ones will probably come over the next weeks to months, depending on what I'm talking about each day. So be on the lookout for those. And as always, be nice, have fun, and find your joy. All right, bye.